Welcome to Springboro 45066, Part 2, the TV news magazine of Springboro, Ohio. In Part 2 of our show, we talked to Pastor Terry Carlisle about the popular Oktoberfest coming to the Springboro United Church of Christ. At the Coffman Family YMCA, David Thompson gives us a preview of summer programming, and the school superintendent, Larry Hook, fills us in on all the detail of the upcoming school year. The folks at Heatherwood Golf Club talk about summer events and banquet information, and on Meet Your Neighbor, we talk to longtime resident and dear friend, Sarah Garrette. It's all happening right now on Springboro 45066, Part 2. We are at Part 2 at Heatherwood for 45066. Oktoberfest. That's what I was trying to think of. You got Art Fest, we got Oktoberfest.
I know.
All kinds of good stuff going.
It's so nice to have our festivals back.
Oh, yeah. It is. And that weekend after Labor Day, that's what it always is.
It's always in my calendar.
It's going to be a great time. I'm working the gate, and I enjoy working the gate. They always say, Mayor, you work the gate, you count the money. So I said, oh, okay, I'll work the gate. I get to meet all kinds of people.
Exactly, you get to see all of your people.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's all home week for me.
Sure, that's wonderful.
Yeah, well, let's go see Terry.
Okay.
We're United Church of Christ here in Springboro, Ohio. Pastor Terry is with us, and we're going to talk to you all about Oktoberfest, one of the great things in the community. People look so forward to it, and Pastor Terry is going to tell you why.
Oktoberfest, I guess this is about our 9th time we've done this. And I have a memory about Oktoberfest. I don't think I've ever shared this with you. That first year we were doing it, none of us knew what we were doing. We had the food ready. We thought we knew what we were doing with the bratwursts and the apple and cherry strudel and the German potato salad, but we didn't quite know if it was going to work. And I remember at 6 o'clock, it was supposed to open, we had this sign that we had just put up, this welcome sign. Now that's a picture of that first Friday night, and maybe that's taken on Saturday night. But we opened, we were putting that sign up when people were starting to come through. That's how pressured we were to make this festival work, because just about a dozen people sit around this table once a month, every year, and we try to figure out what we're going to do this coming year. Now, last year we didn't have it because of the pandemic, but this welcome sign in German, of course, and that beautiful sky, that first weekend, there's just nothing like it. And here's why, because kids and adults alike come to eat things they like.
Number one, I think it's wonderful because we take the money and we help the church, but then we also give to charities. So it's a 50-50 split, giving back to the community. And this church is a little church, but it does so much with so few people. That's why Oktoberfest is so important for, you volunteers. But I love that part about it, and I think the relaxation. I work the gate, and I love working the gate because I got to see a lot of people. People go, hey, Mayor, this, there, and I'm thinking, who was that? So then in the back of my mind, I say, who was I just talked to? So it's a great thing from my perspective, but from the community's perspective, as the mayor, I think it's just another wonderful reason why we live in the borough.
You mentioned volunteers, and that's a key because a dozen of us kind of put it together, but dozens, if not hundreds of volunteers make it work. Like you said, work in the front gate or work in the brat booth or the wine booth or picking up trash, for goodness sakes. Something a lot of folks don't know, you mentioned the church's involvement. We are a church. Now, we don't do Oktoberfest to fund the church because our folks pay their tithes and offerings to do that, keep the lights running and pay the pastor his exorbitant salary and those kind of things. But the United Church of Christ is a blending of 4 different churches over a long period of time. They call themselves United because they unite people who believe differently. Now, a lot of churches say, we got to believe this, got to believe that. United Church of Christ comes together because we were Reformed at one time, German Reformed. So German, of course, the Oktoberfest fits right in, but Reformed means we're not going to be denominational, we're going to accept everyone and treat them equally no matter what. So this festival is really a celebration.
It is.
Treating people equally. This church has been instrumental in getting women the right to vote over the years, abolishing slavery, giving gay people equal rights in the church. And now we celebrate that unity by bringing the community together. So if you read the Star Press not that long ago, just a few weeks ago, the Star Press had a nice article they did. They interviewed us, and we do the festival not just to raise money, we'll get to that in a minute, but to show the unity and the relaxation together of a community, like you said, coming to see people that you haven't seen in a long time. Now, what does the money go for? Well, right next to the Oktoberfest grounds is a big building. We're calling it a mission center, for lack of a better term. We hope to bring, our kids go to mission places all over the world, in a sense. We've been to Alaska and West Virginia and places like that. We want to bring other youth groups in here. We want to build a mission center that helps this community in ways that it needs help. Now, we haven't figured all of them out yet. We know domestic violence counseling and grief work and things like that. But we may do all kinds of things in that building. We're looking for community folks. In fact, I've got Greg, the assistant city manager, helping on a committee, and Wendy Ford from the SCAC to think, how can we make that building a blessing to this community? So our church accepts everyone. Our community, we believe, is friendly to everyone, and we do a festival to celebrate that and to raise money for a mission center to kind of perpetuate that belief.
Yeah, and you know, this is basically a commercial for Oktoberfest, but we ought to probably reach out and give a little commercial for the Career Center, because they were billing the mission statement, and if it wasn't for them, it would have really hurt us financially trying to go out and get that, raise that money. And the Career Center has been so good. They built the headquarters in the cemetery. They built the chapel, lovely chapel there. They've just been so instrumental in the community in so many ways, and our church has been blessed with that, so that's a good thing.
Now, if anyone out there wants to know how they can help, we're getting very close to the festival now. There are a couple of things you can do. You can go to Oktoberfest Springboro on your computer and click on volunteer and find a way to help us, be it at the front gate with the mayor or at the adult beverage booth or just helping us pick up trash, whatever you want to help with, you can do that. Sponsorships, we have 5 or 6 levels of sponsorships that just are monetary. And we have these little save the date cards. Now the date is coming up pretty close, September 10 and September 11, always the weekend after Labor Day. These are save the date cards. If you have a business or just want to pass some of these out for us, do that. And somebody that never gets any praise for these wonderful TV broadcasts you're looking at now is Joe McKenzie. Joe's behind the camera. He's getting 2 free tickets to the festival. We're not giving those out just to everyone. It's just a $3 admission, but it does help the funding. So Joe, we'll see you there too, of course. Anything else I've missed about Oktoberfest, Mr. Mayor, that you think of?
If you have any questions, the phone number to call would be?
I'll give him my cell. I don't mind anybody asking how they can help or donate or just volunteer. 937-371-1803. See, I could have given him your number. That would have been different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm glad you're watching this show. It takes a lot to do this, and we really do need your help, and it's a great thing for the community. Makes you feel good, makes you have a great time, have a lot of fun. Just a sort of a night out, either Friday or Saturday, or in my case, both. We look forward to seeing you at Oktoberfest. Pastor Terry Carlisle, United Church of Christ, here in Springboro. Pastor Terry, thanks again for all you do for the community in so many ways. And Oktoberfest is going to be a big hit again this year.
I can't wait for Oktoberfest.
Me neither. Cool.
It's going to be wonderful.
I could taste one of those pretzels or those waffles right now.
No, I like the with German sundaes. You know, the baked potato with all the stuff.
Making me hungry.
Me too. My stomach's growling.
Yeah, we better go to the Y and get rid of it.
We might as well. Speaking of that, let's head to the Coffman Y and speak to David Thompson and hear what's going on there.
Thank you, Carrie, and welcome back to the Coffman Family YMCA. Hey, today I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the offerings that we have here at the YMCA for fall. We have fall programs and fall membership incentives that you can take a part of here at the Coffman YMCA. So let me just highlight a few of those today. The first program that I'm going to highlight today is our Fall Move to Lose program. Our Move to Lose program is a successful, proven program that helps people lose weight and achieve their goals. Over the last 13 years, the Dayton YMCA has helped people in the surrounding Miami Valley communities lose over 15 tons of weight. In this program, participants will exercise in a small group with a certified trainer twice a week for 10 weeks, but that's not all. During your 20 total sessions, you'll be provided with 5 nutrition classes and exercise that's catered to your specific needs, as well as abilities. We have take-home exercises and team support. Participants can register as a single participant, or you can register as a team. Our Move to Lose registration is open now, and the program starts September 12th with a kickoff for all participants at our Kleps YMCA. To register, you can stop in here at the Coffman YMCA or go onto our website at DaytonYMCA.org for more information. The next program I'd like to highlight is our Color Me Zumba Party, which is going to be held on September 10th. That's a Friday evening at 6:30 p.m. This is an event that is open for anybody ages 18 and over. Registration is not required ahead of time. You can show up early, sign up for the event. It's $10. Come on out and have a great time in our parking lot with a big Color Me Zumba Party. The next event that I'm going to highlight is our 23rd annual Coffman YMCA Ed Walton Memorial Golf Outing, which is happening on September 29th. This event is open to golfers of any age, and sign-ups are here at our Coffman YMCA. The event starts at 12 p.m. and it is hosted at Heatherwood Golf Club. The event is sponsored by Premier Health and Miami Valley Hospital, along with several other area companies and people who believe in the mission of the YMCA. If you'd like to get a team or just you as an individual involved in this year's golf outing, stop here at the Coffman YMCA and register your team today. Lastly, I'd like to talk to you and highlight a little bit of the fall sports that we're offering this fall here at the YMCA. We have flag football for kids ages 5 to 12, and that league runs from September 6th through November 6th. We're also offering outdoor fall soccer for kids ages 3 to 12, and that league runs as well September 6th through November 6th. We're also offering a volleyball league for kids ages 7 through 14, and that league runs through October 11th through December 11th. All of our youth leagues focus on teaching the fundamentals of sport, good sportsmanship, and having fun. Registration is going on now, and to register, you can stop in here at the YMCA or visit us online at DaytonYMCA.org. Hey, thanks for visiting with us today here at the Coffman YMCA, and back to you, Carrie.
Thanks, David. We appreciate all you do for the Coffman YMCA.
Well, you know what? Larry Hook, superintendent.
Yes.
You had a pretty cool interview.
I did. I had the opportunity to sit down with him at the conference table in his office, and we talked about all things for the beginning of our school year. You know, what to expect, what it's going to look like, and how it's going to differ from last year.
Well,
shall we go check it out?
Let's go talk to Larry.
Okay. We are at the school administration building today in the office of Superintendent Larry Hook. Superintendent Hook, thank you for having us.
Thank you, Carrie. Good to be with you.
It's nice to see you. So we have been in school for officially, a week and 1 day now, or 2 days now. And so let's just get a little overview. You know, how is it going?
Going well. Our kids are in school. It's great. You know, all these buildings come to life.
Truly.
When kids are here. So it's exciting when that happens. It's busy. Activities are going on. So it's exciting.
Right. We've got sports.
Well, so far, I mean, we unfortunately lost our varsity game this past Friday with Lebanon, but that was...
Well, Lebanon had a little COVID issue.
Had a little COVID outbreak, and so that impacted the game. I'm hopeful, very hopeful, that the season will continue to move forward for all of our student athletes and our bands and all of our extracurriculars, because that's really part of the experience for our kids.
Of course. It's something that, the whole community looks forward to.
Oh, absolutely.
We all love the Friday night lights.
Yeah, absolutely. We're excited.
So speaking of COVID,
Yep.
I understand, there's been a bit of an update to the mask policy in Springboro schools. Can we touch on that a little bit?
Sure. And just for a little history, we're going through July and we believe everything's going well, and it's just going to be masks optional. The numbers were not in a bad place. But what's happened is there's just been such a spike, not just in the state of Ohio, but more specifically even in Warren County. Okay. And so, and then our very first day of school, we had a press conference with Governor DeWine and the director of the Ohio Department of Health, and really emphasized how critical it was to keep our kids in school, and really there's only two ways: one, vaccination, or two, masking. And so now We can argue how good the mask is and all that, but right now it's mask or vaccination. So for a portion of our population, our older kids, 12 and older, the option is there for parents, if they choose to vaccinate their kids, to have one of those options available to them. They can always choose to wear a mask as well. Unfortunately, right now, today, our youngest kids, pre-K through 6 grade buildings, don't have that option. They have no option. So day one, I didn't. It's the health department had to quarantine 7 of our littlest children out of Clear Creek because they were exposed and without masks. You know, that's heartbreaking.
That is.
You know,
that's tough.
That just, you know, I guess in knowing that, what I've seen since we started the masking from the pre-K to 6 is it's blunting and mitigating the number of children in that elementary band that have to quarantine because they're exposed to a child that tests positive for COVID. And we do know that most of that's happening outside of school, but when somebody tests positive, all we do is contact trace. The health department is the one that issues the order of quarantine. And we're just sharing that information with the public. And so I've had some people say, is that really law? Yeah, it is. They do have the authority to quarantine. And so as a public school district, we have to follow those guidelines. Sure. So, and real briefly, those guidelines are really to be considered a close contact.
Okay.
Okay, if you're within 3 feet for a period of 15 minutes or more combined over a 24-hour period, makes you considered a close contact.
Outside of COVID and masks, let's talk about something else.
Okay.
Springboro. Tell me something else that's great that's going on within the district.
Oh gosh. We hired a literacy coordinator to really make a heavy emphasis, especially with our younger children first. We just have to strengthen the literacy gains for our kids.
That's
because
so important.
It impacts all of the other subjects.
Absolutely.
It really does. And so I'm thrilled to have Liz Gruber here as our literacy coordinator working in our curriculum department. And she'll be a direct support to teachers to help with literacy, help, which in turn help all of our children.
Of course. That's very exciting news.
To see that stuff.
I love that. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for chatting with us today. It's always a pleasure to see you.
Anytime.
Well, thank you.
You know where to find me.
We do. We do. Thank you so much. It's always great to see you, and have a great school year.
Thank you.
Back to you. Thanks, Superintendent Hook. It's always great to chat with you.
Thanks for being on the show, Larry. Well, we're at Heatherwood. Let's go find somebody and talk to them.
All right.
Let's do it.
We can do that.
Let's do it.
Well, thank you, guys. Well, the season's winding down, but that doesn't mean that we're slow. Matter of fact, we're very busy, but, you know, if you want to book a function or a golf event, come out here and see Stacy. She'll be glad to help you. Matt will also help you with golf and club fitting. Again, come out to Heatherwood Golf Club. We have 2 great facilities out here, banquet rooms, and an unbelievable practice and golf course. Come out and enjoy our amenities here at Heatherwood Golf Club, and I hope to see you soon.
We want to thank the whole crew at Heatherwood. It's always such a beautiful facility, and we always enjoy our time here.
People love it. We're slammed. 225 to 250 golfers a day. All right.
I mean, how fortunate are we to have this?
With one more amenity in Springboro.
I know.
Amenity.
Ooh, I hear
Sarah
them
Garrette. Sarah Garrette, Meet Your Neighbor, Part 2. She's new to the community in one respect, but 7 years. Got a lot of people with 7 years. That's really not that new. And is she ever involved?
She
Carrie,
is.
you really picked a good one there.
Thank you. Thank you. I like Sarah a lot.
Let's go talk to Sarah, see what she's got to say. We're at Heatherwood, Part 2, Meet Your Neighbor. Sarah Garrette is with us. Sarah, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
My name's Sarah Garrette. My husband Jeff and I have lived in Springboro for 7 years now. We moved here before kids because I was working in Mason at the time and my husband was working at Wright Pat. And we thought, just on the map, Springboro was equidistant for our commutes. But as, we grew and learned about the town, we decided to put down some roots. And so we bought a house here and have since had 2 kids, 2 sons. My oldest is Gavin. He's 5.5, will be 6 in October. And our youngest son is Spencer. He's 3.5, and he'll be 4 in October as well.
Okay. So tell us about working at Wright Pat, you and your husband. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. My husband jokes, I've only worked there a year now. My husband is a lieutenant colonel in the reserves as well, so he's...
Lieutenant Colonel, I got to salute him.
Yeah, I laugh every time everyone does that at the base, by the way, but because he's just Jeff to me. But yeah, we're both at Wright Pat now, and he jokes and says this is the first time he's been able to talk to me about work, and I've actually understood it because of all the acronyms and. I'm his work wife, but I'm also his wife, so that's been kind of fun. So he works in contracting and I work in financial management on base. I'm
sure you've seen a lot of changes out of the base.
Yeah, especially Jeff. He's been there since 2013. Okay. I've just been there a year, entirely remotely. So it's been a weird environment to start a job at such a big facility, the largest employer in the state of Ohio.
Well, working remote, that definitely helps with the 2 little ones.
Yeah, it does. So they are a daycare at Kids Are Kids here in town, and it's just right near our home, and so it's nice to be able to zip over there if I need to.
So did you get to attend any of the concerts in the park this year, or was you too busy?
Yeah, no, I think I made 7 of them.
Did you really?
Yeah, I worked.
Good girl.
I worked 5 of them.
You did?
Yeah.
In the concession stand, or?
Yeah, I'm a part of the Rotary Club.
Oh, you're part of the Rotary. That's right. Yeah, you are part of the.
I'm actually the treasurer.
So you know my son.
Yeah.
Our son.
Yes. I think I'm playing in a golf outing with him.
Okay.
In September. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So. I worked 5 of the concerts and took my kids to 2 others, so it was a lot of fun.
You have a favorite?
I really like the Eagles.
Everybody liked the Eagles.
They were great.
They were.
The Stevie Nicks cover was also very good.
October 2nd. There.
Yeah, I'm excited she's coming back because she was great. Yeah. And then of course the crowd favorite, The Journey.
I hated stopping a bit with lightning liability.
Yeah,
we had no choice.
Exactly.
But we signed them up. They're coming from 12 to 2 on October 2nd.
That's
so that's
great.
a good thing.
That's great. We had a lot of people come back through the concession stand telling us that they really enjoyed that one.
Did you make it to the fireworks?
We were actually on vacation.
Oh, were you? Okay.
So we didn't make the...
Can't beat everything. Exactly. You made 7. My goodness. That's more than most of people.
Well, I'll tell you what, those Springboro color-changing cups are quite the hot ticket item at our house. So everybody fights over it.
Everybody loves those. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Well, I know you haven't been here a real long time, but you've been here 7 years, and you've seen some changes in that 7 year. What do you think we could do better than we're doing now?
Gosh, I don't see a lot you could do better. I think we could do more of some of the same. The historic downtown has grown leaps and bounds since I've lived here.
We're really trying to boom it up because it needs to revitalize the downtown, and it's so charming.
Yeah, it really is, and the shops are great, and there's such a great mix of things too. So I really like that. Love Wright Station. That's wonderful.
Warp Wing?
Yeah, my husband would say that too.
Everybody likes Warp Wing, and the Dora and all the different other establishments. The Jersey Subs and Heroes, and the list goes on and on. It's thinking out of the box. It's going to take off with Casanos. We got a lot of things going to be, making that very special. But just one more amenity. We have a Veterans Memorial in Springboro. Have you been to that?
I have, back across from Dorothy Lane Market. Yeah, that's really nice.
That's my pride and joy.
Yeah.
Out of all the years I've been mayor, that's my pride and joy. I wanted that thing 30 years ago. We could not do it, so. We finally got her done, and that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your husband being Lieutenant Colonel, I'm sure he appreciates that.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we definitely,
It's a good place to have a little picnic too. You can walk, take the stroller out and walk the kids or whatever, and turn them loose out there pretty much.
yeah, well, maybe not my kids, but no, in the park district in general, I think is something that has really drawn us here. Specifically last year when, everybody was staying at home, we picked a park every weekend and we're out with our boys hiking and walking, and we love the amenities in the community.
You have a dog?
Yeah, we just got a new puppy. We lost our previous dog after 14 and a half years last August, so a challenging year made worse. And then just recently, maybe the second week of July, we got a new puppy. Her name's Gracie. She's a miniature Bernedoodle, so she's half Bernese Mountain Dog, half miniature poodle. And in a house full of boys, I'm excited to get a little girl.
You were saying that you've been to Logan's Dog Park. That's something else.
Oh yeah, that's a great park out there, all the athletic fields. And we spend more of our time over at Clear Creek Park. My son Gavin did baseball there, ragdoll this year.
That's cool.
First time. That's a great program down there.
We have a lot of park space in Springboro, almost 600 acres, so we got a lot going on when it comes to parks. And that's good. I mean, you want your kids to be out there, doing something constructively.
Yeah.
Keep them away from drugs and other things. There's so much peer pressure today.
We just like getting them active and outside and moving around and get some of that energy off, and the kids kind of know all of the parks, so we'll say, what park do you want to go to? And the one that's across the street, I think it's Milo Beck, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. My kids call that the Castle Park.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I've done I'd say probably 50 weddings there.
Yeah.
At least 50, I know.
It's a great place.
It's a great place for a wedding. The view and everything, it's really wonderful.
I just feel like, there are so many little hidden gems in the city. So I think that's why we continue to stay here.
You want home to be something special.
Yeah.
I travel a lot, but I always love to get back home.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, the more you get into the community and different things, you'll feel the same way as time goes on. You're already into it pretty good right now.
I'm busier than I have been. Like I said, I am the treasurer of the Rotary Club here in town.
You are busy.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. We like that.
It's a good thing, yeah. So I have a lot of fun projects with them going on. I'm working with the city to start a community garden here in town, so I'm very excited about that. A lot more to come on that one. And then I'm also a member of the planning committee for Art Fest.
So you're working with Carrie with that? Then? Oh,
yeah. So I'm chairing the Chalk the Walk on Main, so a sidewalk chalk competition between businesses or organizations or groups of people to show why they're the best of our hometown. So
we love your energy.
Pretty excited
we do.
about
We love
that.
your energy. Not everybody is willing to get involved, and that's such a plus when we have someone like you that gets involved. And you, as far as I'm concerned, you got a right to complain because you're involved. The ones sitting on the sidelines, why they complain and help make a difference.
Well, last year I really took stock of a lot of things, with a new job and time at home with my family. And so now, if I am going to be away, it's going to be for something that I really feel passionate about. And so giving back is something that I enjoy, and that's what I found with the Rotary Club. And then, Art Fest, I always think we should be, focusing on the arts. And I loved the sidewalk carpets in historic Springboro.
Pretty cool.
I thought that was just fantastic.
Great idea.
And,
Great idea.
The more I see things like that, the more, I'm just so happy that, we live here.
Well, we're glad you're here.
Thanks.
Sarah Garrett, Meet Your Neighbor, Part 2. As we close, Carrie.
Well, as we close, I would love to say, let's not forget we've got Art Fest coming up on August 28th, always a great day. And then we've got Oktoberfest, which is always the weekend after Labor Day. Now, school is also starting, so not to sound like a negative Nancy, but everybody, let's keep our eyes and ears open and drive safely.
Be careful, them kids are dying to get back to school, so let's make it as pleasant for them as we can.
Absolutely. And be kind to the bus drivers too.
Yeah. You know, we touched on the concerts in the park. Just for anybody who's watching the show, October 2nd, Burro Barbecue, Fleetwood Gold, the Fleetwood Mac Band from Columbus, they're going to come back and perform. We had to cancel that concert after 10 songs because of lightning and rain, but we were able to book them to come back this year. If you like Fleetwood Mac, you do not want to miss that. They're on from 12 to 2.
And that's at Barbecue Fest, right? Awesome.
Until then, we will see you then. Carrie, wave bye.
Bye.